Yeah. Come on, mate, bring up the wind. Come on, that's the boy. We don't want any trouble, do we? Oh, you and all the Friday night drunks. No, not you, Des. No, just my grandson delivering me a message. Yeah, look, thanks for the info. Give my love to Valda, will you? Yeah, OK. Bye-bye. Oh, mate, here you go. I think I better go and change this shirt. There you go.
Good boy.
Yeah, Luke the duck. You answered the letter, remember?
Someone eating yogurt? Okay. All right, so we've got to go. Bye. Morning, boss.
Hey, guys, the ducks are here. $3 each.
Yep, I'll buy
Well, I'll buy one, mate. I'm not going to wear it.
District nurse has just reported an aggravated burglary at Graham Cook's place. He's pretty badly injured.
Well, roadblocks?
Yes, Des Whelan from Echuca called me this morning. Said they'd had one of those Eggbergs in an isolated farm. Same memo.
Which means that he's probably heading in our direction. All right, boss, thanks for that. We'll keep it in mind. Mount Thomas 509, back to main channel. Same offender, you reckon?
I don't know. What sort of animal attacks a bloke in a wheelchair?
Well, if it is the same one, he attacked a woman just outside Shepparton too.
But a guy like Graham Cook has been running that place from the wheelchair since the accident, what, 6 years ago?
Well, they probably thought it was an easy target. It's an aggression cowardice thing. It's a classic combination.
Did you learn that one from Roman, did you?
No, from you, as a matter of fact. Mount Thomas 509 to VKC, code 5 at the last.
Hey, grab the camera gear, get some happy snaps before the ambulance take them away. God. Pam?
PJ?
What'd you see?
It was like this when I arrived. Windows smashed, spanner on the floor in there. I assume whoever did it thought Graham was out in the paddock. Had a clear run.
Is anyone leaving?
Found him at home waiting for me and bashed him.
What did you see?
No. He's unconscious, breathing and heart rate's normal, but there's the head wound. You're aware that he's a para?
Right. Nice. So, you were here because of what?
I visit Graham twice a week. Check his equipment, give him stoma care, check for his precious ores.
Same time each week?
8 a.m, Tuesday and Friday. He's punctual. I like that in a man. Most aren't.
Thank you. Very much. Maggie?
Oh, it looks like Pam was right.
Huh? Oh, maybe. This guy must have been built like a bloody gorilla. Unless Graham was unconscious when he threw him off the veranda.
I'm not with you.
Paraplegics, mags, you know. Upper body strength, real strong. Tried to arm wrestle him once and nearly broke my bloody arm.
Graham's still unconscious. No witnesses, no description.
You don't seem to be getting the picture.
Yes,
well,
I
we're
do,
not even
sir.
sure
You want to renew your licence, but it's been suspended due to charges
bleeding.
I
pending.
don't want my licence, I want my gun
So the
back.
attack probably
I've got to
took place
shoot a
sometime in the
cow.
last
I
hour.
can't shoot a cow with my bare hands, can I?
Why don't you pay a
No,
vet to do it?
keep the roadblock.
Pay?
This bloke
I want to see the other
and
girl.
then move on.
We don't have girls in this station, sir. We have police officers if you want to speak to
Well,
them.
of course, we'll
Hey,
be
Nick.
keeping an eye on any
Nick,
strangers
Nick.
in the district.
I've got a cow with cancer, I've got
much
to...
time to
he's got
get
all
on
the
his
gear.
spot.
No.
Yeah, well, once Graham regains consciousness, we'll try for a description. OK,
Can't
thanks.
help you.
You're still here, Keith?
Yeah. Now listen, if you're looking for strangers, there's a weirdo hippie type living rough down Foster's Creek last few nights.
What's he up to?
Says he's a warder dowser. Going around looking for work. Now just the type, I'd say.
Description?
Tall, curly hair, earring, hippie type, you know.
Do you know the crew?
Yeah, we used to have a few plays down there in high school.
But you're local. I thought I knew the face. McKinley? McKinley, too, copper. Talk about giving a poacher a job as gamekeeper.
Keith, could you show Nick and Adam where this campsite is?
Yeah. Yeah, and they can shoot the cow with their
No, they could not. Check out their farms around the area. He might have been seen.
What's the story with the duck?
McKinley, hold the fort, will you?
Where should I say you are?
On a pub crawl.
It's probably an accident if the ambos were out. Oh, Tom, Dave, he said he saw the ambo in the detective car heading somewhere in a hurry.
Dave.
Westaway. I'm an educational book rep for my sins. Area's more towards the border, but I thought I'd try here. Anything for a quiet life, as the man said when he took his sitivation at the lighthouse. Pickwick. Nice spot here. Lovely scenery. Thought I'd give it a go.
Yeah, well, looks like someone else has decided to give us a go as well. Graham Cook was bashed this morning.
Graham? Graham's in a wheelchair.
That's a bit rough.
Hmm. Oh, well, if you see or hear anything.
Like I said, living like a tramp.
It's not the first time he's camped out. Yeah, his fire's still warm. His gear's all here. Can't be too far away. Got a vehicle?
Not that I've seen. Hitchhiking. The worst kind.
You know where he is now?
Off bashing some other poor coot, I reckon.
Hey, Nick. You've got a name.
So he was looking for work as a water dowser, you say?
Great excuse for knocking on doors, eh? Praise God. You found water?
No, is there an old rubbish tip round here or something?
No.
Well, because it feels like metal.
Look, are you sure you know how to do this?
Yeah, of course I'm sure. My dad was a water driller. I dowsed for him.
You only get paid if you find water.
Yeah, understood.
Mr. Charles.
Shh.
Mr. Charles? There'll be water down here.
I just want to have a chat with Mr. Olcott.
Have we met?
Nope. I can't say I've had the pleasure, mate.
How come you don't have a name?
Well, we had a report about lost property down by the creek.
You've been searching through my stuff.
Well, we had to establish who the owner was, sir. I take it you're the owner?
Well, what's all this about, Nick?
Well, Gil, you see, Graham Cook was assaulted by an intruder in his house early this morning.
Yeah, well, you're going to try and make me wear it.
No, sir, we just want you to answer some questions about your movements, that's all.
Hey, back off, OK?
You listen to me, son. You can do this my way or the hard way.
That's what my father says.
Mine too.
Look, I wouldn't like to bear false witness, but I did see this young man coming out of Graham's place early this morning.
Fingerprints are onto it. They'll let us know if they find anything.
Who's in charge here?
Well, I suppose that'd be me. Hello, Gil. How are you?
Sergeant, I want to complain about these two. I was working out at Mr. Charles' place. These two arrived, made accusations, grabbed me and dragged me here.
This is a suspect in the Yagberg. Gil saw him coming out of Graham Cook's place
If
about
Graham
7:30
Cook
this
is the
morning.
bloke in the wheelchair, I asked him if he needed any dowsing or odd jobs done. He ordered me off. End of story.
So you saw him at 7:30 this morning?
So?
So he was found unconscious at 8 o'clock, son.
I'm not your son. Or his. The name's Olcott.
Yes, we're well aware of that, Mr. Olcott. Anybody who can vouch for you in Mount Thomas?
I just arrived.
Anybody witness this exchange between you and Graham Cook? All right, put him somewhere quiet while we have a chat with Mr. Charles. Come on through, Gil.
I didn't do this, OK?
Get your autograph over here.
I was on my way home from the men's prayer breakfast at the Gospel Hall.
Right, and this is a regular thing.
Oh, yes, every Tuesday. You could come along next week as my guest, if you like.
Oh, I'm a Catholic, Gil. My mother would sick the Pope on me. Right, so you're coming home from this prayer breakfast.
Yes, and I was driving along and I noticed the young gentleman coming out of Graham Cook's place, and so I slowed down to, well, I don't know what. Oh, yes, I do, to have a look, you know, well, neighbourhood watch, all that sort of thing, because he did look a bit wild and woolly. And then he waved me down.
And you stopped?
Well, yes, I did. A bit silly, I suppose, in this day and age, but, well, you know, the world might have changed, but I have not. And then he asked me if I needed any water dowsing done. And I took that as a leading.
A leading?
Yeah, of the spirit.
Right there and then I knew that I was being led. So I said to him, I said, get in the car. And we went up to my place, and he reckons he's found it.
And this was at 7:30?
Or more, 7:40. We finish in prayer at 7:30, so by the time...
Hang on. So the nurse got there at 8, so if it was somebody else, they'd have 20 minutes. Now, did you hear or see any other traffic later?
And not until the nurse arrived at 8, and I guess I would have.
Ta-da, Sam!
What is she doing?
What's with the cropper cop thing?
Oh, any copper who's crazy enough to shave his head raises money for kids' cancer camps and, you know, charities and stuff. Well, they get sponsors of up to $1,000 and whip it off.
Oh, cool. So who's doing it here?
No one, I think. Not me, no chance.
Hey, I put up $20 for
Yeah, I'll
a
put up
start.
$20.
Well, you have to go up to Sydney for the
Hey,
show.
$1,000 is $1,000. What are they going to say? No thanks.
Oh, you want to keep it down, please?
Thanks for coming in, Gil.
Yes, Tom. Now, any time you'd like to come to one of our prayer breakfasts, just let me know.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
Gil.
cheers for that.
Hello, hello.
Graham Cook's still unconscious.
Right, Cooper, we'll have the suspect out now, thanks. Oh, could you coordinate McKinley and Doyle? I want to track this bloke's movements around the state, see if they coincide with the ag bergs. Hey, come to check out your future, have you? Hey, you going to be a copper one day?
No, and he's not going to shave his head either.
Hey?
Well, you'd put in $20, wouldn't you, if Adam shaved his head?
Well, I don't know that I would.
I'll put in 100.
Yeah.
Oh, really? What's the matter?
What is Brett Alcott doing here?
You know Brett Alcott?
Of course I do. He's Sam's father.
I want to know about him because... my grandson's father. Isn't he?
Okay. Well, I was married to Jaga, and things weren't really working out. Well, I was used to all this freedom, and suddenly there I was in this family, and his mother was sort of in control. I didn't have a dowry. Jaga hadn't asked for one because he's a really modern kind of guy, but there was a lot of pressure. Tension. I tried really hard at first, but things just weren't working out. Well, what are you thinking?
Oh, I don't know. Just it hurts a bit to... I wasn't there to help. When you're going to find this out for yourself, you have kids, and they fall over, you pick them up and kiss them better, and all of a sudden, they're grown up. They have to work these things out for themselves.
I met Brett in a market. I heard the Aussie accent and suddenly I felt so homesick. Well, so I spoke to him and he said, something, I don't know, just some stupid yobby kind of thing, but it made me laugh. And I realised that I hadn't laughed in months. Anyway, I saw him a few days later in the same market and we got to talking and one thing led to another and we ran away.
Was he good to you?
Very. No, I mean, considerate, gentle, a good man. One village, their well had run dry and he looked and they dug and there was water. And when he found out about the baby, he was... well, he was so pleased. Not angry or... I mean, a good man.
So why did you leave him?
Well, we got back to Gympie and suddenly he went really straight on me. He wanted a church wedding and to settle down, and he went all traditional. It was like he sort of turned into Jagas, sort of turned into you, almost. It was...
Oh, gee whiz, thanks.
No. Oh, look, I love you. But you're my dad. I mean, in a husband, I want... oh, I don't know, I want a free spirit.
You want the bloke you met on the road. So what do you want to do now? Do you want to see him or what?
I don't know.
So he's been asking questions about the police sergeant's family.
Cheers, thanks, Brian.
Right.
Good work.
Okay, got you.
You got a moment?
Thanks.
Yes.
What time is it?
Hey, Nick, you've been doing the same thing in Kyneton.
Good on you. Keep at it.
Yep.
Now, there's a pattern emerging about Alcott.
Well, I'm off that case. I can't touch it. You must have heard what Anna said. Brett Alcott's Sam's father. I don't know why he suddenly turned up here.
He's following them. The pattern's always the same. He lobs into town, he puts himself out as a water douser, does a few jobs and he moves on.
Was there any connection with the bashings?
He was questioned about one, but he had an alibi.
You said there was a pattern.
Well, in 4 of the towns, he was asking about the local sergeant. He wanted to know whether the sergeant had a daughter and whether the daughter had a child.
Well, you camped on the boundary of a farm belonging to Mr. Graham Cook.
If you say so.
Well, you've admitted calling on Mr. Cook at 7:30 this morning.
Yeah?
How long were you there?
About a minute. He didn't give me a chance to talk. He just ordered me off the property, so I left.
At or about 7:31?
Approximate time, yeah.
Did you notice anything unusual about the house?
Look,
Anything
if
out of
this
place?
bloke was bashed, I'm sorry, but I didn't
Did
do
you
it,
happen to
okay?
notice anything unusual about the house, sir?
Apart from his smashed window, there were...
Right, so you noticed the smashed window.
I asked him about dowsing. He said, I want you off the property. I said, if you don't want any dowsing done, I can do odd jobs for you, like fix your smashed window. He got angry and shouted at me to go, and so I went.
Did you notice anybody arriving as you left?
No. What are you getting at?
What we're getting at, sir, is that if you left the property at 7:30 and Mr. Cook was found unconscious at 8, then things aren't looking very good for you.
I'm telling you the truth.
Get some fingerprints there, eh?
No way. You got no evidence, you can get stuffed.
Donations are up. You feeling a little bit chilly on top there, Adam?
Look, I never said I'd do it.
What's up, mate?
All right, thank you.
Adam, has Mr. Cook regained consciousness yet?
No, they said they'd call.
Cooper, you put Mr. Alcott in the cells, please.
You can't do that.
Mate, I can do whatever I think is reasonable. I think this is reasonable. Off you go. Sure.
Application to order fingerprinting, thanks. Ta.
They won't match anything, lady.
When I'm wearing this uniform, sir, I'm no lady.
Well, St David's crime scene have been in touch with the people from the other assaults. The MO's slightly different. In the other cases, this bloke, he knocks on the door and hits whoever answers it.
Well, maybe this time nobody answered.
Also, the spanner wasn't used to hit Graham Cook. Now, that's consistent. The bash artist uses his fists. But there were prints on the spanner, but there was nothing on the glass of the window catch, so there's no evidence to say this guy got through the window.
What do you reckon?
As long as Alcott's a suspect, I don't reckon anything. He's Sam's father.
What?
We think he's here looking for them.
Oh. Maybe he's financing his search by robbing people.
No comment. I'm out of it.
Well, I'll do some asking around myself then.
Thanks.
You're probably wasting your time, mate.
My favourite thing, mate.
Chris, I know your dad had an old bolt-action rifle. There's no point denying it.
Yeah, well, I'm not denying it, Keith.
Used to come out to our place for the bunnies. Do a bit of shooting yourself, you day?
Me? Nah. I'm a bookman, Keith. Wouldn't know one end of a gun from another.
That'll be all right.
Well, I could die of thirst in this place.
Oh, yeah, well, it won't be you, Kevin, will it?
Oh, Chris, the animal's in terrible pain.
So get a vet. What's the matter? You got snakes in your pocket?
Oh, come on, Chris.
Look, you're not using that rifle, and that is fine.
What was that I just heard there, Keith?
Nothing.
Adam wanted to make sure you had some ducks, so there you go.
Right, I'll see what I can do with him. How's Graham Cook?
He's still unconscious.
Well, anyway, you got the bloke that did it.
Sure of that, are you, mate?
I'm just setting up the dining room for lunch.
If you're after that, Chris, watch out for Nick. Dark horses run deep.
You know about Kevin Parks there?
Huh?
He hates Graham Cook's guts.
Kevin does?
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't have been the other way around. I mean, he put Graham in a wheelchair, didn't he, when I back of him?
After the show ball, yeah.
That was about 6, 7 years ago.
Yes, but when Graham got that insurance payout, Kevin got all bitter and twisted. He said they were both drunk, but Graham got all that money, and all he got was 18 months in jail. He lost his licence, and his wife walked out on him.
But Graham's wife's dead and Graham's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, well, I never said he was a king of logic now, did I? The point is, every time he gets drunk, he starts talking about it. Says how lucky Graham was to get all that money, and he's due his share.
Is he acting like he's got a lot of money, flashing it around?
Well, no, he did ask for credit only half an hour ago.
Which means he didn't do the burger at Graham Cook's place, or he's really smart.
I've met smarter indoor plants.
Nick Cow, you, okay?
I hate shooting things, I really do.
What?
Look, Keith, I'll put it this way. I've got to account for every round of ammunition I spend, and I don't want to spend it on blowing away sick animals.
Bit different with people, eh? No offence. Good point, taking it personally. Oh, fine. Here's a turn up for the books. What's that Wowser doing in here? Oh, he's got a bigger bankroll than my bookie on a Sunday morning.
You mean?
Gilstone, he broke. Everyone knows that.
have saved us a lot of trouble if he came in voluntarily.
I don't want to save you any trouble. Can I go?
Yeah, well, it's your call.
Can't hold him any longer.
Well, thank you for your eventual cooperation. You're free to go, but please don't leave the district till we give you the all clear.
Fine. You people know where to find me.
Gil, you just take a pew in there, will you? Thanks, mate. Good man.
What's Gil doing here?
I saw Gil over the pub paying the Aquacrypt bloke in bundles of cash, bundles of it. So I go over to him and I say, Gil, come to a bit of money. And he says, it was a gift of God.
Come on, he's very religious, but he's not mad and he's no criminal. Did he say how God delivered this gift unto him?
Yeah, he said it was a leading. He said the angel of the Lord comes down, walks around Mount Thomas, bumps into him. He says, Gil, I'm going to give you manna from heaven. And that comes in the form of a tin box, so I've sent that over to St David's for fingerprints, so we'll see what that turns up. Now, the other bloke we've got to keep our eye on is Kevin Parks.
Bloody hell. I'm going to have to get home before he gets there.
You walked out. You didn't even tell me when my kid was born.
He's not your kid, he's your son.
I didn't even know that then, did I? If I hadn't seen the photo in your
Yeah,
dad's
well, you could have
office-
at least tried to find me.
Could've. I've been on the road 4 solid months, ever since you walked out. See this? I've been hitching across the state. I didn't know your dad's second name, only that he was a police sergeant in the bush somewhere down in Victoria. I've been going from place to place just asking. Getting into trouble with the cops about it all.
How'd you get here so fast?
Found out your address the day I arrived. I wanted to come and talk to you, ask you about your family.
You've got no right to come round to my house and harass my daughter. I've got a good mind to set the dog on you.
She said you were like that.
Like what?
Conservative, bullying, domestic tyrant, picked you in one.
Do you really think I'm like that?
me, are you, mate?
Don't you dare make trouble between my dad and me. He is the best father. He was here for me. No questions, no conditions, and you weren't. So just go. Go on.
Not till I see my son.
Go!
Not till I see my son!
You heard what she said. You go now. It's good riddance, you know that, don't you?
He's been on the road 4 months.
What?
Well, I mean, how many men would do that? He followed me down. He didn't know my maiden name. He just kept looking. And now I've sent him away.
Well, you're better off without him.
How can you say that? He's Sam's father.
Why did you send him away?
Because he was yelling at me and it was like we were back in Gympie. And he said those horrible things about you.
I think you said those horrible things about me first.
Yeah, well, I'm allowed. You're my father. He's not.
Do you want me to go and get him back?
I don't want a man who has to be arrested before he comes to see me.
He just came here of his own accord.
Don't shout at me!
Oh, sometimes I think I will never understand women. I should have been a monk. But what is it you want to do?
So, this is where you found the tin?
Well, it was buried.
Well, yes, Mr. Charles Berry, treasure usually is.
Oh, it wasn't treasure.
Joking?
Oh, it wasn't a joke either. I mean, as soon as I started to dig, I noticed that the soil was already soft. And there was the tin, with the money in it, in the bottom of the hole, exactly where the young man said it would be.
What young man?
Well, the water dowser. He was sent by God to be an intermediary, to lead me to all this money.
And you reckon that Brett Walcott told you where this was?
He was used to lead me to it.
Let's pick him up.
Boss, you're supposed to be out of this, remember?
Well, look, he didn't actually say that there was money there. What he said was metal. The box, metal.
In my experience, Gil, people usually know where things are because they've hidden them there in the first place.
Well, if I'd hidden that much money, I wouldn't be showing a stranger where to find it.
Well, unless you're on the con, you've got to spend money to make money.
You know, Brett Alcott does not strike me as a con.
Oh, come on, books and covers,
My
Dora.
God, we've got $680.
Hey?
Excellent.
For Adam's proper cop fund, and Chris still has to find out what she can get from the pub.
Are you going to do that? He's going to shave his head off.
Yeah, get a free trip to Sydney, don't I?
Well, do I get a replacement for you?
Hello, Mount Thomas Police. All right, just a sec. Boss?
I was in the backyard hanging out the washing. I came back in, the window's open. Sam's gone.
Everything's still here.
VKC, Mount Thomas 308. Inform the station we've searched the offender's campsite, NCH. We're going to move off and search the town.
He could have a baby with him, so if he comes and
Is the line clear for incoming calls?
Yes, great. Okay, just keep an eye out.
I mean, I should be here by the radio.
Bye-bye.
I should be home with Anna.
You want some of us to go over there, Tom?
Eggs, Graham Cook is conscious. I'm sorry, boss.
Don't apologise to me for doing your job. Go and talk to him. Just on your way, keep an eye out, will you?
I was in the bedroom. I heard the breaking glass.
Oh, and what time was this?
Alarm was set for 3:30, but I was dressed, so nearer 4. On the days the nurse comes, I like to get an early start. I heard the smashing glass and wheeled out there. There was a man. Was just silhouetted, opening drawers, searching the room.
Did you recognise him?
It was very dark. I don't want to accuse someone unless I'm totally sure.
All right, short, tall.
Big bloke, not fat. He'd been drinking. I could smell stale beer in the room. No, he wasn't wearing gloves.
All right, so you saw his hands.
When he came for me, yes, I saw his hands.
So he actually faced you and came towards you, did he?
Does this bloke resemble anyone you know? Righto, mate. What happened then?
Well, he hit out at me with something, a torch maybe, and the next thing I know, the chair's moving very fast out of the house and onto the veranda, and then I woke up in here.
Mate, you're saying you didn't recognise him and all that happened?
Look, when you've been friends with someone, whatever's happened since the
Graham,
accident...
a name, please.
Kevin Parks. Look, I feel sorry for him. Since the accident, his life's gone downhill, and ever since my settlement, he's been harassing me. Phone calls, threats. Yeah, it could have been him.
Righto, Graham. Constable Doyle, I'll be back in the morning. We'll come back with the truth.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you're lying to us, mate. I'm giving you time to think about it.
Just want to spend some time with my boy.
Mount Thomas 308 advises baby has been found with his father.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Mount Thomas Station to VKC. Request Mount Thomas 308 to deliver the baby back to his mother and bring the perpetrator to Mount Thomas Station.
Roger, Mount Thomas.
Is there anything I can get you, boss? A cup of tea?
What did you just call me?
Sorry, Tom.
You can get me a cup of tea, Deirdre, and when Brett Alcott arrives, you can stop me from wringing his neck. Good day, love. I'll see you later. Yeah, bye-bye.
How is she?
Thank you. As well as can be expected after the shock she's had, but Sam's back there now and... Mr. Alcott.
I just wanted...
I don't care what you wanted. We need to talk, but I'm not calm enough just now. Stick him in the interview room, will you?
I don't buy it, Maggie. Graham's saying it happened early, while it was still dark. But we were there at what?
8:15.
Yeah, when the blood was still fresh.
That's why we set up the roadblocks, remember?
Yeah, it would have had to have happened later, though.
Well, he says that his attacker wasn't wearing any gloves.
But there are unidentified prints on the spanner.
Yeah, and remember, Kevin Parks does have a motive.
Well, yeah, he's got some sort of a motive. Hello, Mount Thomas, Hasham. Yeah, how are you, mate? Tin box. What tin box?
Yeah, the one that Gil Charles found the money.
Oh, yes, mate. That tin box. Yes, can you do us a favour, old son? You check the partials of Kevin Parks against a spanner. Bye, mate. Alcott's prints don't match on the tin box.
All right, well, I'll let the boss know.
No, hang on. The name Alan David Weston ring a bell?
No, why?
His prints are all over the tin box.
I didn't get you in here to apologise to you. Looks like you're in the clear over this Ag Berg, but as far as I'm concerned, you're still up for child stealing.
He's my son.
It doesn't give you the right to just sneak into my house and take
Well,
him.
she wouldn't let me see him, would she?
I'm not surprised she doesn't want him to see you. You pig-headed, irresponsible...
I'm pig-headed. She's the one that's being stubborn. I've been on the road looking for her for 4 months. I love her.
Well, you've got a bloody funny way of showing it.
Sorry, boss. The photo fax is coming through.
I think you'd better get out of here, don't you?
I want to marry her.
I met this bloke just this morning. Going by the name of Westaway, said he was an educational book rep.
Well, same MO, knock on the door, then whack.
Well, you think that he's our touring bash artist then?
Well, I suppose I should be grateful as not Sam's father.
Like a word, mate. Alan David Weston. Let me explain a couple of things to you, mate. 3 of your victims have got a good look at you, and we've got a line-up at St David's tomorrow. And I think they're going to recognise you. I also think that your days of a touring bash artist are over. I think we're going to put Mr Westaway away.
So, you want to marry her?
I love her. Every day, every night I was on the road looking for her. I was only doing it because I love her. And I haven't seen much of Sam, but what I have seen, I just want to look after them both. I want to spend the rest of my life looking after them.
Well, that's all very well, but there was a lot of trouble when you got home to Gympie, wasn't there?
Dad's old-fashioned. You know how fathers can be. And I take after them. But, you know, it wouldn't have to be in Gympie. It could be in Mount Thomas. Or settle in the city if she wants to, just as long as the 3 of us are together. Could you tell her that for me?
Tell her yourself, why don't you?
Every time, I don't know. It never seems to come out right.
He wants to marry you. Look after you and Sam. I mean, it doesn't have to be in Gympie. It can be Mount Thomas, or it could be down in the city.
Has he been struck dumb or something?
Sorry?
Well, why are you saying this to me? Why aren't you saying it to me?
Every time you take it the wrong way, and...
Oh, my fault, is it? And why are you on his side, not mine? After what he put me through today. When I came in and saw that Sam had gone, I nearly died. You took my son!
I just wanted to see him. I didn't think you'd ever give me
And
the
you're
chance to see
siding with him. Yeah, well, you can both go to hell.
She's right. It was a terrible thing I did. I was just crazy to see him.
Hang on. Look, we don't have to sort this out right away. I mean, stick around, stay in town, get somewhere to live. I mean, it was a stupid thing to do. I mean, we just sprung it on her. London's a wonderful sight, where the people are working by day and by night. They don't plant potatoes, no barley, no wheat, but there's Across the waters wild and wide, to where your heart has ever been, since first you were my bonny.
Did you do that with me?
Yeah, sometimes. Not very often.
Do you think Brett would do it with Sam?
I'm sure he would.
Where is he?
Yeah, well, Sam started crying. I went to attend to him, and when I got back, Brett had left.
You let him go?
I'm sure he'll be back.
No, oh, Dad, he's hopeless, but I love him. And now he's gone again.
Well, look, he's just spent 4 months trying to find you. I don't think he's going to walk away now.
How do you know that? He's sensitive, Dad, in a yobby sort of way, and I said terrible things to him. I'll be back.
Anna. I don't know, mate. I think you and I are the only sane ones in this family.
The prints belong to Kevin Parks. Nick, can you pick him up, mate?
Which means that he was there at Graham Cook's place.
Ta-da! Chris wants more ducks and Adam's fund comes to $1,380.
Ah, yay!
Hannah went out last night looking for Brett Alcott. I haven't a word from her since. This morning, there's no sign of either of them. There's somebody look after Sam for me, please,
Boss,
while I go
I
out
really
for a
can't.
drive.
We'll look after Sam.
Only Adam's
Mate,
free.
to Adam.
Yep,
Come on.
Here we go, Sam.
can't look-
Here's
No,
Adam.
you
Quick,
said the baby in his office not so long ago. You're not...
Yeah, but that doesn't make me an
Come on, do
expert.
it, cut, mate.
Want to tell us what happened, mate?
The strife Kevin was giving me, it was getting worse. He's been going on and on about how he should have half the settlement money. Gets drunk, phones me up in the middle of the night, drives past shouting abuse.
Yeah, well, you could have come to us.
Bloke do that. A country town, you're joking. I'd have had every hoon in the district down on me. No, I had to fix it myself, and then... Night before last, he came past, drunk as two men, chucked a spanner through the window. Well, I warned him off with the shotgun again, and he went away. Then I got thinking his prints had to be on the spanner.
All right. So you messed up the room to make it look like a burglary. But, mate, the room was only messed up to this height. That could only be a kid. Someone in a chair.
Yeah, well, I waited till morning.
Yeah, but the water dowser got there at 7:30.
Yeah, I sent him packing. Nurse Arthur was due at 8. I waited till 1:45, lined the chair up with the ramp and went for it.
But you hit your head. You could have been killed.
Yeah, well, some things don't work out the way you expect. You drive home from a ball.
That's funny, she usually opens on time.
Gave me a thirst.
Don't just stand there, Nick. Open up, will you, before they kick the door down, eh? What's the rifle for?
We've just been shooting Keith's cow for him. The poor thing had cancer, right? None of the so-called men around here would do it.
And like Annie Oakley she was, boom, boom, straight between the eyes.
Yeah, well, don't go on about it, thanks, Keith. That'll do. Now, what can I do for you two?
Yeah, we're after Kevin Parks. He wasn't home. We thought he might be here.
Well, do you see him here?
Nope.
That means he's not here. You can contact the Guinness Book of Records.
Okay, if he comes in here, can you tell him we want to have a talk to him?
You want to talk to who?
You know all about this, don't you, Mags?
No, I don't. I was the youngest.
Not like that, Cooper. Give him to me.
Sorry,
There
boss.
you go, Sam. You come to Grandad. You have much to learn.
Did you find him?
No. The first thing you have to learn about life is that it gets more complicated, never simple.
Come on, Kevin, don't drag the chain whip.
Look, I just chucked a spanner through his window. You can't charge a bloke with that.
Yes, we can.
Well, what would you know?
Kevin, how are you, mate?
There we go. Yeah, straight through.
You all right?
Yeah, she's right there.
That's all right.
Hey, Nick, I made you a coffee.
Hey, Chrissy.
G'day. I'd like you to meet Duncan.
Hey, Duncan, how are you? Good. Well, can I help you?
No, I think I can help you.
You've been making Graham Cook's life a misery. Now, if you continue to do so, I'll make your life unbearable. Is that clear? The guy's in a wheelchair. He's lost his wife. So you just leave him alone. Do you understand me? Now get the hell out of here.
You're a dill, Cooper.
Yeah, it's for a good cause, mate.
It's what's on the inside that's important.
Thank you.
Nothing on both counts.
Oh, very funny.
Well, Weston's going to have a very similar haircut.
Did you pick him out of the lineup, did you?
Yeah, first time. If he hadn't have panicked and buried the box when the roadblocks went up, we'd never have got him.
Sit still, you get scalped.
Not thinking yourself, are you, Cooper?
No.
Come on, you reckon, girls? I reckon you look quite cute.
What, a cue ball is cute?
Doyle, PJ.
Starting to enjoy this, boss.
Nasty rash, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Kevin Parks.
You look terrific.
Something I should know
Thanks,
about?
Nick.
Well, not really, boss. Graham's mishap turned out to be an accident. Well, he made a false statement yesterday, but it was probably due to the slight concussion. We think we should use our discretion, don't we?
We do? Discretion, you say?
Hmm?
So you don't think the circumstances will be repeating
No.
themselves at all?
No.
Wouldn't think so.
Down in Tasmania, that was all just...
All right, fine by me.
Right.
What do you think?
Do St David's.
Oh, you look like Sam.
Only shorter.
Crop to cop.
Next.
Would love to, but we've got to go.
We've still got
Gotta
time.
go, all
Look
right?
at this. Look what you've woken up to see. Have a look at that. Isn't it a horrible sight?
Boss.
Do you always hold a baby like that?
Patsy.
G'day, Patsy.
Hello, Chris. Anna rang, told me she was heading for Gympie to find that boy of hers.
Why didn't she ring me? I've been worried sick. Is she all right?
She's fine. She told me to come and take over.
Well, she had no right to do that. Oh,
She
mate.
was
there you
really
go.
upset. What did you do to her?
Me? Nothing.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and yes, I do always hold a baby like this. Always have, always... What do you think
No
you've done?
wonder your kids grew up the way they did then.
Thank you very much.
You still living in the same place?
Yes, I am.
Keys? No.
Don't lose them.
Never lost a thing in my life.
You lost your school bag when you were 10.
Elephant. Never forgets.
And my bike pump once. It was my sister Patsy. No doubt she'll meet you all later on. God.